Welcome back to part 6 and the final part. So the users tab. So here you have in this section your default options. So if you you see here, these are your users. If I click on partition 2, so by default every new user I create is going to have partitions 1 and 2. So or if they want to ARM only, you can have it also. Then after you have your default options selected, you can individually unselect whatever options you don't need for the other users. I hope this is clear. So here you put your master code. If you want to lock your master code so nobody can change it and take over your panel, you can put 147 in here. This is what this says. So this is your system master code that has usually you give this to the customer. So this is what will allow them to program any option any user option on the system. They can program it using the master code that you put here. You can have a master for partition 1 that can do anything for partition 1 and the master for partition 2, and then your regular users start from user 4. So here there is where you can select what options they have: partition 1 or partition 2 or bypass and stay, force arming, arm only, PGM activation only. So if you need to activate an output, you can do it from here, or if you want that user to be a duress user, you can check this one. And once you're done, you send to panel and click start. Next, the remote control tab. Here you have your default section. So in your default section, you define what each button will do, and then they will automatically be copied to your remotes here. So you see here, this is remote control number 1, remote control 2, 3, and so forth. So you can have in your household, you can have multiple remotes. I see here it supports up to 32. Here you put the serial number of the remote. Let me show you first what. So you see here the action 1 for each button. By default, it's regular or force arming, and button 2 is PGM activation. You see here it's the same for all remotes. So I could come here, let's say in number 5, for example, I can have it set to be panic, for example. So now, because these are, as I said, these are your defaults. So when you go down here, all your buttons by default are going to be, button 5 is going to be panic 1. Of course, these are your defaults. So if you don't specify anything, this is what will be applied to all the remotes. But you can have each, like let's say I want remote number 2 to function differently. For that button, I want it to be PGM activation, for example. So I can set it like this. Wireless keypads. If you have a wireless keypad, you can put the serial number of the keypad here, and then you can select if you want supervision or no supervision. Supervision is going to generate a trouble every time there's an issue. There's a weak reception or weak battery or whatever. It's going to, like, every time there's fluctuation in the reception, you're going to get an error. You see here those tabs. You can see more tabs. Those buttons, I mean. Wireless siren. If you have a wireless siren, you can put the serial number here. Going back to monitoring, here I didn't mention this in my first training, but here you can arm. If you have partition 1 and 2, you will see partition 2 here. You can arm and disarm the system from here. I don't know if you hear my keypad, but it's arming right now. You can also disarm from here. One important setting or function is the printing function. So if I click print on the printer icon here, I get module not supported. This is because I have my keypad selected, which doesn't have any programmable options. So I click on the panel, click on the printer icon, and this is my report. Of course, I only have some summary here. So if I click on user programming, then I get another page. When you have the user's programming option selected, it's sometimes okay. Let me regenerate here. So you will see the installer code here. Make sure if you don't want to share your installer code, which makes sense, make sure this is deleted so it's not visible. You see here I have changed my master code to 2222, so you see here the master code is showing here, and these are the options that are selected for this user. Again, users programming is the most important report that you want to print, because sometimes the customer wants to know what users or what codes are programmed on their panel, especially if it's a large system. Back to backup. I promised you I will show you the backup. So first we have to close the account, so I will disconnect. Okay, because I have the sheets open. Okay, so now I go back here. Let me create another fake account. So 2222 and and save account, yes, and then we go back. So if I right click here, or sorry, not right click, if I do accounts and export, and then I can put 1 2 3 4 and SP 6000. Okay, now I click save, save account, yes. So I put a password 1 2 3 4 5 6, save 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then okay. Now it exported the account. And now if I click shift and select both accounts, or sorry, not shift down arrow and select all the accounts, and then I go accounts and export, and then I can say all accounts, save 1 2 3 4 5 6, enter, 1 2 3 4 5 6, enter. Okay, now it exported both. Now I'm going to delete everything that is here. So delete, and then delete. Okay, so now my accounts are deleted. They are still showing in the deleted groups, so I will delete them from here as well. Delete from here, get a warning, yes. Now I'm going to import the accounts that so if I do test panel, or this one is the one so import, yes, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then import. Now if I go back to all, so now I see my account is imported. So this is the best way to do your backup. So again, I'm going to show you all accounts. So now I'm deleting the one I just restored, and then I will import the other one that has all the accounts. So you go here, all accounts, yes, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now it shows all the accounts that I have. So I can select one, or I can do shift up arrow or down arrow and select all of them, and then import. That's it for this training. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please click like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video.